Hi bandmates and to my new viewers. Hi guys, I'm Abby, a student also based in Nigeria, currently in her 4th year of studies. Today's video is the part 2 of the already dropped video part 1 on the things I wish I knew about medical school before coming into medical school. Now without talking too much, let's jump straight into the video. Your wristwatch is your best friend in the examination hall. Use it. Please use it. The exams for medical school is usually an interesting one. You're given 300 questions on your objective to answer within 1 hour, and under anxiety and stress, you might actually lose track of time. So I always advise you go into the exam hall with your wristwatch, time yourself, and there are some lecturers that can actually be maybe they are not in a good mood. They'll give you 1 hour, and in 45 minutes they'll tell you your time is up. So if you're not with your timepiece, you might actually fall victim of this. But if you're with your timepiece, you have the right to actually say, sir, I timed this, we started this by this time, and it's not yet 1 hour. And then you have your colleagues to back you up. So always go into the examination hall with your timepiece so that time doesn't be something that is going to affect you in your exam. With each level you climb in medical school, it doesn't get any easier. But the only good thing is that you get used to it mentally and you get mentally stronger a little bit, because I will not say you get fully mentally stronger because you are facing new phases. So your mental health might be affected once in a while, but you're stronger than the previous level. So with each level that comes, more workload is coming for you. Because when you are in your lower level, you think you get higher, it will get easier. It doesn't get any easier. It gets tougher. When I was in 300 level, that we did like 3 courses for our MD, I was thinking, because they were saying in 400 level we are going to be doing only 2 courses. I was thinking, oh, it's better if we are doing only 3. You are doing 3 now, then it's going to be only 2. Under these 2, there are 5 under the 2 courses that we are doing, and inside these 5, each course has like up to like 70 something topics for each 5 of these topics you're reading. I have to read every single one of these topics so that you have an idea on how to answer your MCQs and not to speak about your Viva. So it's like you're getting higher, it's getting tougher, because they feel like for you to come into this space, you must have been drilled in the level below. So you should be stronger to handle something tougher. So it gets tougher, but the thing is that you should not get discouraged, because you obviously get mentally stronger over time. In my lower level, before I came into clinics, I don't exercise that much, and I knew how many times I fell ill. I wouldn't say it's because I wasn't exercising, but I'm pretty sure it contributed to that, because as medical students, you're ready to sit from morning till night in the class you're sitting, or you're standing in the surgery room, or in the clinics you're going for hospital rounds, you're walking. Either you're walking or you're sitting, you're not actually doing anything to actually give you the pump in your heart that you need. So I getting into clinics, I said I'm going to start my fitness journey, and doing that, I don't remember how many times I've fallen sick in my clinicals, but I feel like exercise is actually a contributory factor to that, because ever since I started working out, I hardly fall ill like that. The only time you see me breaking down is during that time of the month, the pain. But aside from that, I hardly fall ill, and even if I do, I tend to recover very quickly. And so I advise that if you're going to medical school, sitting down for a long time, walking around for a long time is actually very repressive to your immune system. So incorporate exercise, whether it's walking on Saturdays, jogging on Saturdays. You don't have to lift weight. Lifting weight is actually very good as well. Find the exercise you enjoy doing and do that, so that you have something, an activity, physical activity that will help improve your health as a medical student, because you have to be strong to handle the people that are coming in the hospital. You cannot be having your doctor being sick as well. Come on now, think about it. In my part 1, I said you should make sure that you work smart and know the topics that usually comes out, because they are the ones that are the diseases that are happening within your area. Just like you're knowing this topic that commonly comes out, you should not also underestimate other topics, because just like they will set those topics that come out, once in a while they chip in the topics that are not endemic in your area. They'll bring in 1 or 2 topics from a disease that happens in Asia, in Japan. They'll bring that and actually incorporate in your question. So just like you're reading the other ones, when you have spare time, when you're done, you're strong with other topics that are within your area of study, of or the place you're staying to study. Make sure you give a little time to the other diseases that are not so endemic in your area. Don't underestimate any topic, because I fell victim of this. One of my examinations that I went into, I left the other topics. I was like, there is no way this topic is going to come out at this particular point in time. I think it's going to be coming out in my next phase of my exam. And getting to the exam, those were the topics I did not even open at all, are the ones that came in. So you're smart, but when you see that kind of situation, it renders you useless. It makes you feel like, what exactly am I doing with my life? But obviously, if you had studied that topic, you would have had an idea on what to write. So don't underestimate any topic. Treat all as equal, but within this equal topic, give some, like, make it a priority list, hierarchy. Once you're done with this, onto the next, but don't skip any of the levels of your hierarchy in your topics. I hope you understand the English and speaking. Yeah. When you're answering your questions in the examination hall, before I knew about answering in format, I used to answer like I'm writing essay. But answering in points is not going to just get you marks when they're marking it, because your lecturer they're just marking the key points you're giving them in each point. You're gaining marks from it, because by the time they see your essay, they'll be like, I'm not going to be the one to be reading in between all these things she's writing for her to find the keyword to give her the mark she needs. So by the time you put it in point format, it's going to not just help you to gain marks as your lecturer is marking it, it's also going to save you time, because in your exam halls, there's always time given to you as a medical student to answer your questions. So answering in point format is going to not just help you to gain marks, but also going to save you time when you're answering your questions. Know your mnemonics. Find ways to incorporate mnemonics. Whenever I'm reading something, a point, I'm not understanding it, once I create a mnemonic, I automatically remember that. So whenever you're reading and it's not sticking, create a mnemonic for yourself. It's going to really help you in the long run. Whether you like to take notes, you like to read directly from the notes, you like space repetition, reading in a bulletin style, whatever style you find that you think is more comfortable for you, find that and stick to it. Not because your friend can read comfortably from his slide, he's reading directly and he's entering, doesn't mean that if you read directly to enter. Maybe you need to write for it to understand. If that's the case, start earlier and start writing out your notes to help you out. You're the kind of person that if you're reading, you just have to put in bullet points, so that for you to, if you look at the bullet points, you remember. Do that. Whatever style you feel like is comfortable enough for you, that you read and you're fast and you're understanding, stick to that style. Don't try to change the style of reading because you feel like it's working for this person. It just might not work for you. So find your style and stick to that style of studying. Coming into medical school, you'll be like, oh my god, I'm going to just study this 6 years, I'm out. Especially as a medical student in Nigeria, it has taught me that it's a marathon, because there are a lot of obstacles that might prevent you from graduating in 6 years. I mean, I'm supposed to be a graduate this year, I'm supposed to be a doctor this year, but I'm in my 4th year of studies. I'm about to write my examination. I wish I had known it was a marathon, that there are a lot of things that might prevent you from actually becoming a doctor when you actually stipulate to be a doctor. If you know that it's a marathon, it's going to prevent you futuristic disappointments. When you see the disappointment, you'll be like, okay, I know that things are not always going to be like this. I know that things will not actually turn out the way I always plan for it to turn out, but I'm still going to keep on moving. I'm still going to keep on pushing. By the time you have that mindset, coming into medical school is going to help you to ease out the pressure and tension of disappointment, because you might be in school and you see other people graduating, people getting married, people buying homes, and you're still in medical school and you're like, I was supposed to have graduated, I am supposed to be doing this by now, but I'm not doing it. I want you to have it in your mind that it's a marathon, not a race. By the time you come out, I am not saying that you might be better than those people that are already been out, but most of the time you come out and you see yourself actually achieving things that people have achieved in the past, you achieve it and more. And so just know that just because you're not achieving things you want to be achieving now, you're seeing other people achieving it, doesn't mean that by the time you come out of medical school that you won't achieve it. Life doesn't end after medical school. It's only the beginning. In medical school, it's a marathon. It's not a race. You can't just say that you will definitely end school at this particular time, and you can't just say that you will not scale through, because there's some phases in life in medical school that you'll be like, oh my god, am I actually going to be able to scale through this level? Trust me, it's not a race, it's a marathon. Even if you fail now, doesn't mean that you're going to fail the next time you write an exam. So that's one thing I wish I had known earlier. It would have saved me a lot of mental struggle and trauma. So my advice to any new medical student or anybody that is aspiring to be a medical student is make sure you have all these points that I have said to you. Keep it in your mind and your heart and your spirit. Always remind yourself of this, because once in a while you might tend to forget that about these points I give to you. So always, once in a while, come back to this video and remind yourself about all of this, okay? And also, if you're coming in, make sure that you're coming in with an open mind, able to configure your mind to any phase of life you're facing through in medical school. Don't be rigid in your mind. That anything you're facing, you will face it with an open mind and an open spirit, a positive mind, that even if I'm facing something bad, something ridiculous at this point in time, it's not always going to be this way. It always gets better. Okay? And if you've gotten to this point of the video, obviously I've enjoyed it. Yeah, loving it. If you have not seen the part 1, I'll link the part 1 right here so that you go and check out the part 1 of this video. And do go ahead and check out my podcast series, a podcast series that I have on this channel where we speak about life, everything, topics related to life as young adults within and outside of medical school. We talk about things related to relationships, finances, health, fitness, how we handle all these different parts of our life as medical students, and other aspects of our life outside of medical school. We talk about that on that podcast series. And I'll see you guys very soon in my next video that I'll be dropping on Sunday next week. Until then, bye. Adios.